Zoe Pound, one of the city's most notorious gangs.
Critical Thinkers Podcast.
I sold crack all my life, ever since I was 11 years old. While the other young boy was trying to, in the park, playing football or baseball, I was on the streets getting money.
They label us a gang for coming together for something positive, for a movement to help the people. I mean, I know where I stand. I know I'm not a part of no gang.
We don't have no colors. A lot of my friends, they like to represent their Haitian flag that represent their country.
I like to extend high honors to the ancestors. Those ancestors being the ancestors of the Nile Valley that were responsible for some of the greatest civilizations that the world have ever witnessed. Those civilizations were predicated on the principles of Ma'at, which we define as truth, order, and righteousness.
Well, over here, critical thinkers, the truth don't need no support. God made Haitians, Little Haiti made Zoe. We'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of Critical Thinkers. Well, over here, critical thinkers, the truth don't need no support. God made Haitians, Little Haiti made Zoe. Talk to them, Jump.
How y'all doing? Social media. It's your main man, Junkie Jump. Little Haiti Soldier. Once again, we're going to bring y'all another episode of the Zoe Pound saga. This is the day that it went down on the park in Little Haiti. If you're from Little Haiti, you already know it's only one spot that's known as the park. 5 Trey, that is, and it went down. What you got for me today, Kester?
Well, Junkie Jump, we gonna tell these old Little Haiti stories, so we might well start off with Zoe Pound first demonstration. The day we had to shoot up the park. That was a crazy night, Jump.
Hold up, Kester. At that time I was locked up. That had to be between the years of 1993 and 1997 when I was locked up. I remember when I called the crib and it had done went down. But by the time I called the crib, niggas was in the A chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I heard it wasn't a beautiful sight. So how the fuck that happened, Case?
Junkie Jump, that night was crazy. Okay, let me give y'all the whole story. So I think Solo and Chubb end up hollering at a young nigga from 53rd, Mushwa. Mushwa said he could move a pack, so them boys gave him a bomb.
Right.
So Mushwa went to the park doing his thing. Next thing you know, it was about like 8, 9 o'clock that night. Mushwa come on the block, say a nigga took the bomb from him. I'm like, huh?
What?
Took the bomb, and then not just took the bomb, told Mushy, go call the Pound. He'll be waiting on him. Oh my God, Jump. It was chaos that night. So, as real niggas should, it was time to go see about that situation.
Right.
So that day, that night, you know, Nick gave a little speech. It's time to ride. Who gonna ride? Let's ride. So the boys mounted up. I remember that night like yesterday. So I'm in the car with Mac and Nick.
Right.
We rolling on our way to 53rd Park. I don't really know who rolling behind us, but I know it was me, Mac, and Nick.
Right.
Look in the back seat, you know. Mac got that big one.
Whoa.
You know, I got the little 40. Nick got his little, I think he got like a little Mac 10.
Whoa.
So we finna go handle business. So even before we get there, Nick say, look, I'm gonna go holler at this nigga, nobody shoot. But if it's a problem, let loose. So we pull up on the block, Jump, 53rd Street Park, I'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
We jump out, right?
Yeah.
I look, I see a nigga in the cut. I think the nigga name was Brainiac. So the nigga come out the cut, the nigga had on a rain jacket, but not the rain jacket you put your hands through the flat one. It was a round rain jacket that you can't see nothing. Your hands inside the motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, old school
So we pull up to the park. Brainiac, he already been known for being a known smacker. He wasn't scared, so he came out to the front. So one of the boys went to talking to Brainiac, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got Brainiac put up, I think he had like a Mini 14. He came up under his rain jacket with a Mini 14.
You draw on the boy?
He drawed, but at the same time, he was outnumbered, because at that time, Jump, when I looked, it was 20 niggas with 20 guns. I couldn't even believe it was so many of us.
Right.
So he was already outgunned. It was one gun against 20.
Wow.
So one of the boys went to politicking with him. You understand me? Asked him what's the situation. You know that was a, you know, whatever.
So hold up. So you mean to tell me it was a standoff. 20 dudes against one
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
Whoa.
Right? It was looking real crazy for him.
Yeah.
So, like I said, one of the boys talking to him one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 minutes go by, next thing I hear jump, one nigga say, fuck it, too much talking. One of the boys just stepped up and flipped him. Boom. Soon as Brainiac got hit, Brainiac did a backflip. Boom. And at that moment, you know we ain't trained soldiers, because you know when a nigga hit one shot, that means everybody let loose.
Right.
Everybody emptied the magazine, jump. It was over 1,000 rounds that night left on the scene. It was pitch dark when it first happened. We turned dark into daylight.
Ooh.
It was so much gunfire from the barrel, from the nozzle, from the flames of them guns.
Damn it, man.
20 niggas just unloaded.
I can imagine.
Right? So
You know
now,
how we get down.
you know, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Over 1,000 rounds was let off that day. 20 niggas on one page. It was crazy. So now we all jump in the car and pull off. But as we pulling off, them crackers coming in.
What?
Them crackers, as soon as we pull off
So
on
they
the
was
block,
on site. So they was in the
down the
area.
street, crackers come in. Right? So we pull off, right? Boom. Get back to the Honeycomb hideout, right?
You're right.
And that day jump, after that demonstration, I knew the feds was coming.
Right.
Because one thing I know about the feds, it's one thing to have 2, 3 niggas on one page. It's another thing to have 5 niggas on one page.
Right.
But I knew when them crackers came on the scene, 20 niggas on one page.
Wow.
When they count 20 different niggas, 20 different guns, and they have one thing in common, their one goal was to kill this man. Organized. I knew the feds was coming.
Wow.
So that night when I went home, I had to make a conscious decision because I knew the feds was coming.
Right.
You know what? These boys playing hard. Kenny K, you want to roll with these boys? And I made a conscious decision to be blood in, blood out to the end with this shit because I knew it wasn't no game.
Facts.
Right? So that demonstration there was one of like the first demonstrations that we really, ain't nobody died that day. Thank God, you know, because sometimes, you know, it really wasn't worth taking his life, but he showed disrespect.
Yeah,
You understand me? And at that time, it was zero disrespect.
Right.
So after that demonstration now, you understand me, the boys' names started to ring a little more. You understand me? You know, that was one of the first, because we had 2 demonstrations at that park.
Right.
You understand me? The second demonstration, you know, rest in peace James though, because he's original Little Haiti gangster.
For sure.
But you know, he lost his life in one of them demonstrations, you understand me?
I heard about it, dog.
He really committed suicide, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't really have to die that day, but he showed disrespect.
Right.
And it was a tragic situation. But we're not gonna get into the James O demonstration. We're
For
gonna
sure,
save
for
that
sure.
for the next episode.
For sure.
Right? Because you know we had 2 episodes at the park.
At that park.
But that park there, you know, Zoe Pound demonstrated, you understand me?
Yeah.
And that was like the beginning of the war started.
Yeah, but you know what's so crazy to me, Case the man, and I know how shit be. You know when you out there, you wildin', you feel me, and you know a nigga out there just trying to hold it down. But the crazy part about it, just like you said, you know we raised with them boys on that side. You know what I'm saying? Them boys used to come through the palms back in the days when we was in the palms. Them boys used to come through like Lil Jerry, Booby, Bohe,
Real
you know what I'm
niggas on that
saying?
side.
Homie Joe, them boys used to come on our side and we'll go on the cane and grab a book. You feel what I'm saying? Together, you know, we had fam on that side too, but it seems like as a nigga was trying to, you know what I'm saying, hold it down on their side and niggas was transitioning and coming up, it seemed like the older cats on that end, it's like they start having like a little hell, like it's like little velocity, you know what I'm saying?
You understand me? Because to be honest, both demonstrations with the Brainiac nigga and the James O situation, they both done came on the block 56 and first and showed love.
And you know James O, nigga kind of looked up to James O when we was young niggas because you know he was a G nigga. You feel me? And he was a nigga that could go to any one of them hoods, the city, over town, over locker, whatever. And niggas knew James O, you know what I'm saying, about that life. But you feel me? It's crazy, bro.
But like I say, I don't know what it was, but a lot of niggas came over there, showed love, but got on their side, and I guess it was jealousy, trying to show off for the other niggas, the hoes, you understand me? Because both of them situations, niggas was kind of really trying to show off.
Right.
You understand me?
And that's why I always, man, dog, that's why I always pay homage to big homies like Ellie, squash them boys back in the days that was a nigga older homies. Because one thing they gave us and we adhered to or we stuck to was that code. You feel what I'm saying? So anytime when like little hate, little beef like came about, a nigga was on their guard. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that was the only thing that kept a nigga afloat. Because one thing about the Pound, we didn't never go looking for no heat, dog. We never go looking for no heat.
We never bully no one.
You feel me?
We done took a few traps in our times, right? We never bullied no civilians.
Right.
Okay, civilians was always off limits to the boys.
Yeah.
When you call yourself a gangster, yeah, you know, we did a little bullying.
We living that life.
We done took a few traps in our time. That's another story when we took the trap on 77 from
Right.
Oh, and then we gonna tell that story that one day.
That nigga had came up overnight.
Dirty Foot Enoch went from a dirty foot nigga to $1 million nigga overnight.
You used to always call him Dirty Foot because the nigga used to always come
no
come out of the house
shoes.
with no shoes.
I ain't never see a grown man walk on the dirt with no shoes.
Dirty Foot nigga short stopping in the spot. Even though he stayed there, hey, we was tripping though. Even though he stayed there, but that was our
But he
spot.
came up, Dirty Foot Enoch came up with a lick. He did come up. He was able to buy some shoes and some socks. But we gonna tell that story. You know, we took 77. And you know that was a serious situation. But that's a whole nother story.
Damn.
But you know what, Jump? I was thinking the other day, and this is something I want you to tell me. That day when you called me in the White House, you must have hit for a lick because you broke me off a break. Right? Tell me about that story, John. Little Haiti want to know about that story there when you broke Kenny K off. Talk to me, my brother.
All right, this was a little bit before Dre's situation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because Dre's situation was more so like, man, listen, nigga ain't finna infringe on our area. But yeah, dog. So what happened was, K-Sta, it was one morning I came through. You feel me? The boys were still locked up on the boat.